Howdy, this is Ranger, and welcome to Six Flags, Minnesota. No, I'm just kidding, it's still called ValleyScare. At least for now. But for those of you who have been living under a rock, parent company of ValleyScare, Cedar Fair, has merged with Six Flags, ushering in the new Mega Pass era. Also for those of you who have been living under a rock, the ValleyScare Haunt event has been out of commission for a while. This event has only happened once since 2019. And we're finally getting it back here in 2024. So the Tricks and Treats event will still be happening during the day. This is year number 3 of that. And ValleyScare will happen at night on Friday and Saturday nights. All the major events at the park the last few years have gotten these large signs with the map to tell you where all of the event items are located. So on Saturdays only, there's something of a stay and scream policy. They do make everybody leave at 5:30 because the main park is closed, but they have this separate entrance to allow you back into the Route 76 area. So you can stay and ride rides for about an hour and a half in here before they let you back into the main park for ValleyScare. All right, we're back into the parking lot entrance. You can ride rides and you can walk up to here. I'm going to freeze it right here to point out something important that we noticed. This secondary entrance will close at some point before 7 p.m. and the main entrance will be the only way in after that. ValleyScare implemented a chaperone policy earlier this season, and this is being strictly enforced at the entrance. Kids and teenagers were being ID'd at the entrance and they were being turned away if they did not have a chaperone. Do not drop your kids off for this event because they will not be allowed in. I'll go over some more of the policies at the end of the video, but I felt like I needed to point this out right away. Let's move on to the haunted houses. We'll start with these 3 that are located on the far side of High Roller. It's always fun to see this area because it only ever opens for this haunt event. Undertaker's is the star back here. It's the longest maze and it takes place both inside buildings and outside through the misty graveyard. The scare factor is somewhat low, but the setting is phenomenal and unique. Berserkers has a medieval night theme. If Excalibur had its own haunted house, it would be this one. The old looping starship sits outside the queue, no doubt spurring conversations from ValleyScare veterans. The setting for this one is just a large tent, but it still generates some of the longest lines of the event. I enjoyed some of the grand sets early in the house, but didn't enjoy the conga line effect with no separation between groups. I should mention these 3 houses in this area are not new experiences to those who have attended to the event prior to 2020. Blood on the Boundary Waters is an open walk from this area to the main part of the park. There's no claustrophobic hallways, but it is very dense with scare actors on the open path. This is where the experience shines, as I would say the actors themselves are the most unique on this attraction compared to the others. Jumping over to the other side of the park is Cryptid Land. This one is brand new and replaces the zombie high school house. Your group embarks on a journey across the Northwest to find this Sasquatch creature. Spoiler alert, you do find him, but not before getting your pants scared off by other terrifying creatures along the way. The attention to detail and pacing inside this house are the best that I've ever seen at this event. Everyone in our group who had seen all the other houses thought this one took the belt for sure. Now let's head to the back of the park to Mr. Cleaver's Bloodshed, which is a typical slaughterhouse themed maze. This one was less Franklin barbecue and more Applebee's house ribs. It lacked intensity and had long hallways with not really anything going on. Behind the Mad Mouse coaster is Chateau, which is themed to a haunted castle. It reminds me of trying to infiltrate Ramon Salazar's castle in Resident Evil 4, except I can manage to escape the ValleyScare version without dying 1,000 times. Some of the rooms in the castle are impressive for sure, and this house tends to get some of the longest lines. It's one of the shorter experiences, but I still think it's one of the best. Now we're going to talk about some of the specialty food and beverage items ValleyScare rolled out for this event. Note the beverages mentioned here are alcoholic. I was excited to see some themed items, albeit loosely, to the new Cryptid Land house. The Roadkill is a walking taco dish. This is a great option if you need a lighter meal. The Blue Icebreaker was my favorite beverage of the night. It was reminiscent of a fruit punch, although this may not be the right choice for colder nights later in the fall. For that, you'll head to Superior Bar on the other side of the park for the S'mores hot chocolate. We didn't get to try it, but it looks different than pretty much any other hot beverage I've ever seen. I did try the Fire Starter, which is a fruity mixed drink with a cinnamon kick. It comes in this nice skeleton mug that the beer would also be served in. They do have another interesting looking item that comes with vodka in a syringe. We also tried these bagged drinks and strongly prefer the green apple over the red colored version. They also have specialty desserts available. We didn't get to try any of these, unfortunately, but the worms and dirt funnel cake sounds amazing. I'll try to come back and leave a comment pinned with a review here. Transitioning over to live entertainment, we did see this song and dance show. We'll show you a clip here.
I do what I want when I want to.
So the pumpkin has been moved from the front to the middle of the park, and this year it talks.
Oh, okay, got it. Your mother is 72.
Conversation with the pumpkin. One thing they have brand new for this year is the rave yard. They've got a DJ out there, a nice big old dance floor, and some fog. I want to point out some of the other live entertainment listed on the website here. These were either not running because it was opening night or somehow we just missed them. Also note that they show as being listed for adults. This is probably the least kid-friendly running of this event ever. So just make sure you know what you're getting into here. Let's briefly talk about the scare zones. They have 3, but Carnival is the only one that I think is worth mentioning. There's a lot of really great circus-themed characters in this area. The darkness and the fog can allow them to sneak up on you too. It's long enough that it could almost be considered a maze, but again, the other 2 scare zones don't really offer much. The Tricks and Treats family event runs during the day, Saturday and Sunday. ValleyScare runs on Friday night and Saturday night. So I want to go over to the FAQs here. If you're looking for more details on how Saturday works with both events running, this would be where you would find that. You do need a gold pass or a ticket, a separate ticket to attend this event. Also, I want to point out this bag policy. This is specific for fall hours. And then the chaperone policy also came into play earlier this year. Also, I want to note that re-entry typically is not allowed for this event either. But I've said enough, and now I want to hear from you. Are you excited to have ValleyScare back? Are you coming, and what are you most excited for? If you have any questions, drop them off in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you. But thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the Midway. Ranger out.